everybody. It's the old bear from the old bear's den of Bigfoot. You see me behind this brush? If you don't, this is all that's needed for a Bigfoot to hide. And the reason I say that is because this next story that comes out of the Dayton area of Ohio is what a Bigfoot hid from a man that was out bow hunting one day. And then the thing followed him home to his house to smack on the house and cause stuff to be knocked over outside and for his family pets to disappear. Anyway, let me get out of there. Hold on. I'm coming. Getting a little slow. Anyway, I got this story while I was at work a week ago, past week, and was talking to a gentleman, and he told me, I mentioned that, mentioned cryptids to the gentleman. And what happened was, he kind of looked at me real strange and said, "What's a cryptid?" I said, "Well, cryptid's a werewolf, dogmen, Bigfoot, lizard people, foxmen," and he kind of got white. And he said, "Bigfoot is a cryptid." I said, "Yeah, it's a cryptid. They're real." And the gentleman looked at me real funny and said, "Well, I've got a story for you then." So here's his story. He hunts near his home outside of Dayton, Ohio. And what happened was, he was out bow hunting one day, and it was getting close to dark, and he heard something. And he kept looking around, thinking it was a deer coming in. And he heard footfalls, but he couldn't figure out where this was coming from. And he got his binoculars out and was sitting in his tree stand looking for deer. And he happened to see a face in the same amount of grass that I was just in. This Bigfoot was hiding behind. And the only reason he spotted it, he had his binoculars. There's a little bit of a wind today, everybody. So, the audio ain't gonna be that great, but I'm trying to get it where you can hear me. Anyway, he spotted this thing in his binoculars and took his binoculars down. He couldn't see it. His binoculars back up and he could see it. He could pick out the nose, the eyes, and other identifying features of the face. So this scared him. He got out of the tree stand carrying his bow with him the whole time and went back to his vehicle, got in his vehicle and went home. Well, later that night, something slapped on his house. He went out to check, and lo and behold, if it wasn't the same Bigfoot, because it looked exactly the same as the one he saw there in the woods. Well, this thing kind of smacked the house, knocked stuff over outside, and he ended up scaring his wife one day in the daytime. And so now they don't get to enjoy their home. It scared his wife. She was coming out the front door, and this thing was standing off to the side of the yard. And when it did, it whistled at her. Not a wolf whistle, but it whistled. She turned and saw it. So this scared her. She ran back inside, called her husband. He had to drive all the way home Luckily, he wasn't out of town and drove home. And when he got there, this thing was gone. So he spent pretty much the rest of the day at home with his wife because she was freaking out. So he's worried about these things, and this thing just keeps coming around. It stands out front, and his wife leaves, and when it whistles now, she won't even pay attention to it. She'll just go, hurry up and get in the car and leave. It's knocking stuff over. It's knocked her grill over on her back patio a couple of times, and it's knocked the tables over on her back patio. This is all plastic stuff, so it's no big deal. Hasn't done anything but slap the house and knock stuff over. It's looked in the window a couple of times, and I gave him some advice. Told him to put out some lights, and told him to put out a couple of game cameras in his backyard and where he thinks this thing's coming, around their property, because they live in a subdivision. The backside of their house is wooded. But anyway, that's what he's dealing with, and he still deals with it today. Every once in a while, his wife will call him while he's out of town, and this thing's back. And they're doing something, to scare her. I think it's playing games. It's not aggressive. It's not trying to grab her. It just stands off and watches. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's not a long video, but that's the gist of the story right now. If I get more information, we'll be doing an update video soon, and we'll give you the rest of the story from the videos, and let you know what the outcome has been. And we thank you for coming, and may God watch over each and every one of you and bless you all. Bye-bye, guys.